Today what we're going to do is I want to review the assembly file of the car, and then also I want to go on to the next thing, which is creating an exploded view of this same car. Hopefully what you've done so far is you've assembled your car together. Notice what I've done is I've used insert constraints to create my constraint between the wheel and the tire, and the wheel and the axle, and then the axle into the body. This windshield just goes down into this hole. You can use simple mate and flushes on this one to get this one to connect to the assembly. Remember what we've said is we're not going to use connectors between the two wood pieces, between the wood pieces in the front and the wood pieces in the back. So you can leave those pieces out of the assembly. So I have this done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this. So I've saved this. If you look down here, it says t9assembly.iam. That's a completed file. Make sure you save that in the same folder where you have all of your parts. Now the next step is we're going to create an exploded view of this same assembly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the top. I'm going to click on New, and now I want to select the standard IPN file. So I'm going to click on standard IPN and then create. And now what it's going to give me is it's going to give me a blank screen. What I need to do is I need to bring that same assembly that I've just created into this file. So I'll click on Create View. And now I'm going to go find it. And it should be the one that's on there. If it's not, you can browse out. I'm going to find this T9 assembly. That's the one. That's what I've saved it. I'll say Open. And there we go. So now what I have is I have this assembly. Now, what I have to do is I have to what are called tweak components, and basically what that is I'm just pulling each individual piece apart to show each one in an exploded view. So to do this, I'll click on Tweak Components. Now what I would recommend that you do is, like in this case, we can click on both these side wheels and we'll pull those out together. What I'm going to do is I'll click Components. I'm going to click on that wheel, and then I'm also going to click on those axles inside of there. Notice they turn blue when I've selected them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Direction because I want them to come out towards the front of this assembly. So I'll zoom in here, and basically what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to have this come out in the positive Z direction. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to define this direction. I'll say 2 inches. And when I click OK, you can see that that has moved those out together. Now, what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull these out so these are all independent of each other. So notice right now I still have the tire, the wheel, the axle all together. I'm going to click Clear. And now the next thing that I want to do is I want to just select the tire and the wheel and pull those out as well. I'll click on Components again, tire, wheel, and now I'll click on the direction. And again, I want that to come out towards us. Again, I'll click on this, and so notice I'm still tweaking in the positive Z. I'll add that another 2 inches, so now you can see it's moved just those two things out. I'll clear that, and then the last one I'll do relative to these wheels is I'm just going to select the tires, and I'm going to have them come out in the positive Z direction as well. So I'll change that to positive 2, and OK. So now I can clear that. What you should end up with is you should end up with something that looks like this. So what I've done here is I've created a fully exploded view. Notice I have the axle, wheel, tire in all 4 corners. I have the 3 body pieces separated, and then I also have the windshield up above. So the next video that we're going to share, I'm going to show putting these on individual sheets and then what needs to be done with those to actually create a logical view of that part.